basically TR sent me this note about United's process, because even David Ornstein says Man United have said that they've gone and done a process and they don't want it to come across that Carrick was the only person left. But what did that process entail? Because you can be vague, can't you? You can say to your missus, I searched everywhere for your birthday present and I gave you this. Doesn't mean it's the best birthday present. You might have just searched everywhere in Halfords and come back with a spare tyre. So searching, the detail is the most important thing. So listen to this. Rather than letting the process determine the outcome to see who runs the team, Man United have decided to alter the rules of the process to make the predetermined outcome fit their own formula. They said all along that they could not spend big on a manager. So that's Enrique ruled out, Emery ruled out. So that's a few choices made with one variable removed. They also said they did not want a World Cup manager. That's Carlo Ancelotti, Pochettino, Nagelsmann, Tuchel ruled out. The variables in the formula are getting fewer. They also said they wanted Premier League proven with Champions League experience. That rules out more managers from other leagues. That rules out hipster choices abroad. It also rules out several others like Marco Silva, Glasner and Iriola because they've got no European experience. So Man United can run a process, but when they put parameters in, that process removes most managers straight away. And you end up in a situation where you can say publicly that you ran a thorough process for the manager, but you only ever end up with Michael Carrick because Michael Carrick doesn't have Premier League experience. He's been an interim coach for 3 months. He doesn't have European experience like some of the other people you've ruled out. But the benefit of Carrick is he's in post as an interim. So you go with Carrick. And I thought it was quite an interesting explanation of the process, because you do see some people out there saying, well, Carrick got the job because he's the best man for the job and they ran a thorough process. But it's very similar to these strange parameters that these owners and board members put on our football club. If you want to buy a really good Premier League proven midfielder that can replace Casemiro, I would say Bruno Guimaraes is an interesting option who is probably ready to leave Newcastle. But he cannot be considered at Manchester United because he's over 26. So in our recruitment for a midfielder, we're already limited by these strange parameters that the club put in. A lot of people think Ryerson would be a good replacement for Dalot at right back, but we can't sign him because he's over 26. So when you look at the managerial process, I don't think we can say it's a lie that Man United didn't reach out and speak and consider other managers, but their own parameters that they've set, who else is there? We don't want to spend too much money on a manager. Enrique, Emery, out. We don't want to go for a World Cup manager. Pochettino, Nagelsmann, out. We don't want to go for a manager that's not experienced in managing in the Champions League or Europe. Iriola, Glasner, Silva, out. What are you left with? What are you left with?